Man of Steel issue 1 sees longtime Marvel writer Brian Michael Bendis hop on over into the DC universe and take over one of DC's most popular books and characters. Beginning here in this 6-issue miniseries, Bendis' new villain Rogol Zaar makes an appearance, warning different guardians of the universes of the virus that is the Kryptonian race, and how they must be stopped before they destroy the entire universe, and stopping them means killing every single one of them. In present day Metropolis, the villain Killer Moth plans on roasting fellow bug-based villain Firefly, who warns him not to yell so loud since he is listening. The he Firefly is talking about is Superman, who swoops in and apprehends both of the men. After some light banter with the villains, Superman returns to listening to his city and hears a girl singing a familiar song, but can't quite place it. Eventually he begins to hear the screams of the city and races off to help Metropolis' finest with a building on fire. As he wonders if the fires lately are connected, Superman dives into action, getting into the building and saving a girl and her puppies. With everyone out of the building, Superman inhales the fire and expels it into the atmosphere. With the fire out, Superman does some investigating, learning it came from a fuse box. Eventually he meets a new Metropolis firefighter named Melanie Moore. The two talk about the fire and what could have caused it, and before leaving, Superman says that maybe Firefly, who is in town, might have caused it and might provide a lead, and she should contact his friend at the Daily Planet, Clark Kent. As Rogol Zaar is told by one of the Guardians of the Universe that they will not go ahead with his plan to eradicate the Kryptonians, despite their great respect for Rogol Zaar, the Guardians say the Kryptonians haven't acted out against anyone in the universe and must be allowed to rise and fall on their own. Back in the present, Clark gets to the Daily Planet early to quickly type up his article before Perry and everyone else gets there. Handing the paper in, Clark finds Perry not too impressed by just a simple arson story. Clark begins to think of John and Lois, and at home, Clark finds John worrying about his costume and how he's growing out of it. Going to see Lois, the three experience a bright light, which engulfs the surprised Kent family. The Man of Steel issue 1 was a good start to Bendis' first big story for DC and Superman. It definitely read a lot better than the two previous stories he did for DC Nation and Action Comics 1000, and for the most part I really liked his Superman story. Bendis even uses his powers in a really cool and interesting way, like having Superman swallow a fire and expel it elsewhere. There were a few things though, and they're very kind of minor in the grand scheme of things, like how somehow Clark gets to work before everyone else at the Daily Planet and everyone arrives all at the same time, despite this being a 24/7 news conglomerate. Also, the stuff at the end, I don't know if it took place in the past or it is a continuation of what was happening in the previous pages, since the art changes to Jason for books, and as we know, he'll be doing the next issue, and if that's just like a nod to how the issues are going to change, like the last 2 pages are going to be the artist who does the next issue, that's pretty cool. I mainly think it's the past, since Clark's looking at the picture of Lois and John on his desk, and it makes me think he's like remembering those last pages, and they were in a slightly like washed out art style, which is something usually people do with like dreams, or like this is in the past. The book could have been horrible, but I really enjoyed this issue despite these small inconsistencies. Rogol Zaar also got kind of barely much to do. This is probably the biggest complaint I have, meaning he got no development at all. We don't really know why he has such a hard on for killing Kryptonians and why he's so intent on their genocide. He basically gives like the, oh, they're growing too fast sort of spiel like every other villain who wants genocide does, but like that's not really good development. There needs to be sort of a reason why this particular race needs to be wiped out. I'm looking forward to next issue, and I hope the inconsistencies iron themselves out. I'm going to give this issue an 8.5 out of 10. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my newest video. If you enjoyed it, you might also like to check out my other reviews here on my channel. You can also follow me on various social media platforms like Twitter by searching Matt_FOS, or even join the Comic Multiverse Discord server and chat with other comic book fans, including myself and Joel from Cape Joel. Want cheap comics and trades? Head over to the book depository with the link in the description to get the cheapest trades and comics around, along with free shipping anywhere in the world. Until next time, this has been Matt of the Fortress of Solitude. Thank you so much for watching.